Hey, William, how you doing? So I've got a couple of comments I think will make a lot of sense to you. So give me a couple minutes here. So we'll go through the logos and let me describe what I'm thinking and how they're making me feel um, as I'm wearing my hat right now as somebody who would be looking at these as a hiring professional. I think the first issue is that you have art director. And I know that's your job, but right now this is personal branding. And this is branding yourself based on your degree that you're about to receive from SNHU. Now, your degree isn't, you don't receive a degree as an art director, receive a degree as a graphic designer. And then typically you would work your way to an art director. So branding yourself as art director, I think, is kind of a missed opportunity for you. Again, you're not branding yourself to your current job. You're giving yourself a personal branding to your upcoming degree, which is graphic design. I hope that makes sense. If you apply to companies for as William Boucheri, graphic designer, I'm sorry, art director, quite often companies don't advertise for art director as they do as regularly as typically a company will advertise for a graphic designer. Art director is something that's usually promoted from within. So it's very rare that someone comes into a company as an art director, unless, of course, they're very, very, very experienced. So my recommendation there would be to change the title to graphic designer or graphic design. The first and the issue I have that seems to arise while using scripted typefaces is, you're trying to create your brand. You're saying you want it to be more personal, but you're still just using, it may be a script typeface, but it's still just another canned font. If you want to be personal, why don't you script out your own signature and use it like that, or script out a WB in your own writing and then script that, or Boucheri, William, like this with a typeface, and then Boucheri, script it out yourself. That is my only comment about scripted typefaces. So, and this is, believe it or not, it's pretty difficult to read because the kerning is so wide on this, which again, in script typefaces, sometimes you don't have the control on kerning and letter spacing that you do with other traditional type forms. This William Boucheri art director is really, really a long and narrow logo. So imagine you have your page, okay, your 8.5 by 11, and where are you going to fit such a long logo? Do you see what I'm saying? So think about versatility here. One of the formulas that I like about using an initial or a monogram is that once you view this, you show this the first, second, maybe first couple of pages, business card, letterhead, etc. You're establishing your branding. Then once you've established your branding, some of this can be taken away. So for example, you could take this and use it on its own, William Boucheri, graphic designer, in some specific areas that don't happen to fit the entire logo. Or you could take the B and maybe put it like down in the corner page of your portfolio, things like that. So it can be easily separated. We can't do that here with this type of logo and with this type of logo. This one is really boxy. I don't recommend putting yourself in a box as a graphic designer because, well, I just think it's indicating that you don't have this relationship with the outside infinity of the outside world. Okay, so again, I wouldn't place my logo in a box. That leaves us with this, William. That leaves us right here, William Boucheri, art director. And that is where I would suggest you take this mark and work it a little further. A couple of things, or I'm sorry, William Boucheri, graphic designer. A couple of things you can do here. You can leave the B here. That little watch me back off here. See that little portion of the white space where the B, the corner, that's kind of funny. I'm wondering if you should just remove that altogether or pull the B in a little, make that a little bit more prominent. But right now that, it looks like almost could be a mistake. Plus at small sizes, it's going to be a mistake. That little tiny sliver is not going to print very well. Or I should say consistently. It's prone for production problems. I should just put it like that, okay? The actual shape of this logo itself is again, it's a square. So be aware that, the confines that you're going to find in versatility by using a square-shaped logo. Okay, my preference, I think, would be to have William Bucheri, graphic designer. And over here, you see William Bucheri, art director. Watch what happens when we scroll down a little bit. Art director is it's completely gone now, and so is your name. What does that tell us, William? That tells us that the relationship between the mark itself and William Bucheri and art director are a little bit funny, because when you back off so that you're starting to lose, and this is just mimicking the same thing that would be seeing this logo at a distance or at a small size. So as we can see, the B is still perfectly legible, but the letters are not. The letters for your name and your title are not. So that's indicating that that mark is too big for the shape and size of those letters. Okay, that's what I have for you, William. Any questions or comments at all, please feel free to get with me for further clarification. All right, thanks very much. Good job.